Hey guys, KnucklesSuperFan here, and welcome to part 5 of Let's Play Knuckles and Sonic the Hedgehog 1. In the last part we made it to Starlight Zone, and right off the bat we see a secret path that you can go to. If you're Knuckles, you can just run into that wall and he'll destroy it, much like we did in part 1 in Green Hill Zone. There was a wall in there that I believe that I rolled through, but you can actually just run through it as Knuckles. But yeah, Knuckles is stronger than Sonic, so he doesn't have to roll into things in order to break the walls and everything. And Starlight Zone, it's by far my favorite zone in the game. Like Green Hill Zone, it's really fast, it's a lot of fun to go through the level, and the music here, it is the best song in the game, at least in my opinion, and I know a lot of people will agree with me. It's such a good zone, and you know, it would be more enjoyable if I wasn't getting walloped by fireballs and getting burned by them. These things right here, they little staircases, if you want to get them to activate when you're below them, you just have to jump into them. And oh my gosh, I haven't seen this footage in a while, and it's been a long time since I've played, but I did not realize that I sucked so much and was getting my butt kicked by this many things. By far, the worst enemies in this level are the bombs. The bombs usually appear in groups of 2 or more, and when they're all grouped together like that, they can be really hard to avoid, and they can just wreak havoc on you. And they can just destroy you. Now here, I'm not sure what I'm trying to do. I think I was just trying to get back for whatever reason, maybe to get some more rings. But I'm right here at the end of the level, and as you can see, there's little extra things there. I don't know why I haven't talked about that, but if you jump around the signpost at the very end of a level, you can get some extra points. If you get 100 points though, you actually only get 10. For whatever reason, the game isn't coded right, so you don't actually get all of the points. And the levels are actually surprisingly short. It's really weird, because it's like, this is the 5th zone in the game, but the levels go by a lot faster than Labyrinth Zone. And I don't know what happened there, like, it sucked me backwards. Okay, don't take that out of context, that sounded really weird. But, I was about to say I was getting blown by the fan, but that does not sound any better. But right here, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of bombs, and when they blow up, they drop little pellets at you. And those are really annoying. Like I said, when there's a lot of them, they're really hard to dodge, and I don't believe that there's any way to actually destroy the bombs. And here we have a fun little gimmick. There's the seesaws. If you jump on the end that doesn't have a spike ball, you'll go and launch it up into the air. And when you do that, you want to run to the side that the spike ball was on, otherwise the spike ball will fall on top of you. Oh, and something else. At the very end of this level, in the upper path, you can actually get 50 ring boxes. Not 50 ring boxes. You can get 5 ring boxes, which will give you 50 rings, and since it's right at the end, if you don't have all the Chaos Emeralds I got you, it'll give you the special stage. Yeah, this level, it really isn't too bad. As you can see, I'm going through it pretty quickly, and I try to get up here, and I actually managed to do it. I don't believe you might be able to do it in the actual game if you're going fast enough, but I had to spin dash as Knuckles to get enough speed to do it. And here I tried to see if I can glitch my way over there, but I'm not quite able to. And again, this is how the teeter-totters work. This part's kind of BS. If you're Sonic, most likely you'll get hit by those bombs. Because you can't really spin into the box, because you don't have the spin dash, and you have to get like a little bit of a jump to get enough momentum to roll. But as Knuckles, you can just go and spin dash, and if you go and spin dash, you can just break through it. Just be careful you don't fall too far. And look at that, 6 bombs, and I get destroyed by all of them. They just go and wreck me. Like, it doesn't look that bad, and I might be just exaggerating how bad they are, but they're just annoying. They're annoying little bombs. But having rings doesn't matter anymore, besides having the one that you need to beat the game, and that was stupid of me. I tried to get some more speed and I jumped right into the bomb. And how are you supposed to get past that? Okay, the game does not get a free pass on that one. That is just bad level design. maybe they're like, oh well, this level is pretty easy, so you're not gonna get hit and you'll have a shield, and they want you to not have a shield when you get to the boss. But no, there's no excuses for that. This boss is actually pretty cool. He drops the bombs on the teeter-totters, and you have to use them to either launch the bombs into Eggman or to launch yourself into him. And it makes for a fun little boss fight. It's probably the best boss fight in the game in terms of like just how fun it is. It isn't super hard, but if you have 0 rings it can be kinda tricky. And as I say, it's not too hard, I get hit. But that's just how everything goes. Life is funny like that. You think something's not too hard, and as soon as you start thinking that it's not too hard, then it becomes immensely much more difficult. But if you time the teeter-totters right, you can go and defeat Eggman, no problem, and beat Starlight Zone. And as you can see, this was definitely the shortest zone in the game, as it took me almost 6 minutes to do it. But probably the other reason that it didn't take so long is because I didn't have to go through any special stages, because I have all the Chaos Emeralds. And here we reach, not quite the final zone in the game, but we reach, it's basically the last zone. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, there's an actual final zone which has the boss of Scrap Rain, but this is close enough to count for that, and that was cheap. From the Marble Zone, our good friend Caterkiller is back, and he's here to make sure that we're not keeping our rings. And Scrap Rain Zone is probably the hardest zone in the game. There's so many obstacles thrown at you. There's a lot of hard badniks. Our friend the Bomb is back. There's electric things up there. Knuckles can just bypass this part, but basically those little things appear, and you have to use them to, you just have to jump on them and time your jump strike. And I decided to pick up the shield because I thought it would help me out, but you usually don't get to keep your shield for very long in Scrap Rain Zone. If you manage to miss those things like I did, you will go and fall down here, and you have to go and climb up this thing. I recommend, if you're Knuckles, if you're playing the Knuckles version, just to grab the wall and climb up, and that kinda stunk. Basically, you're supposed to just jump out there and make sure that you land on the platforms as they appear. It isn't too bad. In here, the trick is you want to hit the switch so that it opens up the that thing up, and then you want to go and jump on the little platforms there. If you don't hit the switch first, then you won't be able to, if you don't hit the switch first, you won't be able to continue further in the level until you do so. And these enemies are ball hogs. They're actually not too difficult. They just throw a little ball at you. Don't be stupid like I was right there and start spin dashing into them. That'll just get you hurt, because the balls don't get destroyed. Watch out for the fire, but if you do that, you'll make it through the first level of Scrap Rain Zone, and everything will be good. Oh, and what I'm doing right here, if you jump back onto this, if you go off the screen and you jump back on right as the level is ending, then you can just play around on, by the signpost. It isn't too big of a thing, but it's just something kind of cool that you can do. And anyways, I'll be seeing you guys in the final part, hopefully, when we take on the last little bit of the game. I'm the KnucklesSuperFan. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you then. Bye.